Welcome to our mini class, which will increase flexibility in your spine and your hips and your shoulders. So we'll go ahead and begin by bringing both hands together at your heart. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Find your center and blink your eyes open. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Nicole.
And Nicole's going to be showing you all the modifications as we move through this series. So the first thing we're going to do is find a lift at the pelvic floor, picturing a triangle at the base of your pelvis. You could even make this shape with your hands. We're going to press down with our feet, relax our belly, and then as you inhale, picture the triangle coming up. And as you exhale, relax it back down. Hugging your hips together, letting your belly come out and in as you breathe. Triangle comes up on your inhale and down on your exhale. Next time inhale, we'll hold. So lift the triangle, lift your chest, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, hands to your knees. So keeping awareness on free breathing and lifting and holding your pelvic floor. We're gonna go ahead and move through one sun salutation A. Exhale, plant your hands, simply step back to high plank, and Nicole will demo on her knees. The full version on your toes. We're gonna shift forward 2 inches, lower halfway, exhale, and then gently drop your hips, press your hands towards straight, inhale, up dog. The modification here is to simply drop down to your elbows, so you'll be in Sphinx pose. And then pull your heart forward, chin horizon level, press your toes towards the back of the room. So you're still creating length in the spine as you're gaining flexibility, a nice calm breath. And then the modification would be to come back to all fours, lift your hips up into down dog. Good, so from here, walk your feet back up to your hands. So Nicole will tuck her toes, step or walk back up, forward fold here, tuck your chin, grab your elbows, and exhale a few times. To modify further, simply bend your knees more generously. When you feel complete, release your hands, extend your spine, slight bend in your knees, and reverse swan dive, rise up. Hands at heart center, fold right back down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to full or modified plank, lower halfway. And then come to Sphinx pose or up dog. Good, hold here. Pulling your heart forward and your toes back, letting your spine gently open with breath. Lift your belly, find awareness in your pelvic floor. And then child's pose. So one great modification for child's pose here is Nicole's gonna grab a block and she's gonna sit on it the long way, right in between her legs. So if your knees don't bend fully, that's perfect. Or if it hurts to bring your hips down too far, you can simply sit on a block or a pillow and continue with 3 deep breaths. And then come back to all fours when you feel complete. And we're gonna move on with stretching and gaining more flexibility in our hips. So the first move will be crossing your ankles, walking back, and once again, the modification is to sit on a block. So Nicole's gonna demo that, sitting on the block the long way. Bring the soles of your feet together. Sit nice and tall. This allows you to drop your knees below your hips even more. Lift your chest and your chin and come forward. Once again, taking 3 breath cycles. Trying to keep a mostly extended spine here, using your elbows to press inside your legs. Crown of your head towards the mat in front of you. And last breath, exhale through the mouth, slowly rise up. From here, right into sleeping swan or modified pigeon. So we're gonna go ahead and scoot to the top of our mat, and Nicole's gonna demo with the block under her right hip. So your right leg comes in front of you, your left leg swings behind. You sit up and even both hips out. Good. For a little bit of help here and to take pressure off the knee, you're just simply sitting on the block like Nicole is showing you, either straightening out your back leg or bending your back leg. And then hands out in front of you. And exhale, fold forward and down. Drop to your elbows and settle into 3 deep breaths. While we're here, you want to flex both feet a tiny bit. Press in with your pinky toes. Firm your right hip down and back. No matter what shape you're in, you can bring more awareness into your hips and more space. Good job. After 3 there, simply walk your hands back up. Take a breath seated up straight, dropping your left hip down, lifting your chest. And we get to simply switch sides. So you'll remove the block, swing your legs around the front. Use your modification on the other side. Now you'll get to see what her legs look like on the other side. Find your nice position here and fold forward and down. Once again, let your belly come in and out gently as you breathe. And find some awareness in your pelvic floor. Hug your hips towards each other. Press your right hip down, firm your left hip back. Release, walking your hands up, taking that breath at the top, opening your spine, creating more space and length, and then gently release the block, and this time come to all fours, keeping the block near you for the next modification. So we're gonna stretch the front of the hips now. So if it feels okay, tuck your toes under and sit down on your heels. To modify with the block, you're gonna take this block the tall way, the medium way, or the short way, and you could even use a pillow, and you're gonna slide it in between your legs and simply sit on top of it. This will take pressure off your knees. And then we're gonna move backwards very slowly and mindfully. So you start by taking your hands behind you, keeping your knees firmly pressed into the mat and breathing. Wherever you feel sensation or tension, you just simply stay there and breathe. If you can go farther, you could drop down to one elbow and the other elbow. Good, we'll stay here for a couple minutes while you feel the stretch in the psoas or the front of the quad, and I'll show you one more option as you continue to practice this video. You can sit down for hero pose inside of your legs, toes facing backwards, dropping to your elbows, and eventually to your back. Go ahead and consider coming out of the pose, walking your hands back up, coming all the way forward to release the block, come to all fours, and then lift up into down dog. Tuck your toes, pedal out your feet, shake your head. Now we'll move on to our shoulders. Gently drop down to all fours and walk your hands out for puppy pose. So you're gonna walk your hands out as far as you can. Nicole's gonna demo the modification. So what she's gonna do is put her hands out and drop to her forehead, allowing for the shoulders to begin to open and stretch. Another modification here is taking your hands wider. If you wanna make this a little more challenging, walk your hands right in front of your shoulders. Try dropping your chin, neck, or chest onto the mat and breathe calmly. After your last breath, press yourself to all fours. Take your right arm, thread it underneath your left, dropping onto your right ear. On your next inhale, come back to center and simply switch sides. Inhale back to center. We'll stretch our shoulders in one final direction. Slowly drop to your belly. Listen carefully. Stick your left arm straight out from your left shoulder. Bend your right knee. Make a little push-up with your right hand. And we're simply going to roll. Step your right foot behind you. Stack your shoulders. Drop your head down and breathe. To make this one more intense, you can take your left arm and bend it to 90 degrees or place it on a block. One more deep breath, and go ahead and release. In your own timing, find yourself back on your belly, and we'll switch sides. So sticking your right arm straight out or at 90 degrees, roll to the left, relax your ear on the mat. And taking a final breath, a relaxing exhale, and then gently rolling back to your belly. Pressing yourself to child's pose. Any pillows or blocks are welcome if you need. Rock your forehead left and right. Completely soften through your spine. So we're gonna put that whole series together now as we opened our spine, hips, and shoulders, and test out our back bend. So come to the top of your mat. Nicole will demonstrate a modified back bend by planting both feet hip distance, palms on the mat, and simply lifting your hips up, creating a straight line from your knees to the top of your shoulders. If you want to go ahead and try a full back bend, take your hands by your ears, lift up and breathe 3 full breath cycles. And then on that third one, roll your hips back down. If you want to take a few more for practice, pause the video and work on as many as you'd like. Otherwise, join us again, rolling like a ball, creating space in the spine. And then ending at seated. If at any time in this video you want to try out different modifications or try a series for longer, simply pause the video and join us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and find us on zenyoga.com for more anatomy courses, modifications, and free webinars. Hands together at heart center. Breathing together one last time, exhale. Inhale. And sealing in our practice, exhale. Namaste.
Namaste.